it's okay if you pack up from foreign and go back to your yard. It's okay. It's okay if you've migrated and you decide that this is not working out. I am going back to Jamaica. Nothing is wrong with that. And we need to normalize people doing that instead of staying in a foreign country and suffer. It makes no sense for us to stay in a foreign country if we're not doing well. And doing well doesn't necessarily mean that you have a house, you have a car, you have a good job. Doing well also means that you're not coping mentally. You're just not happy. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you're around. You're not happy. Now, the other day, somebody told me that, somebody that we both know, that person decided to go back home. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if you're really not happy here, if you're not getting the kind of job that you want, you come to Canada and you just realize it doesn't matter what you try. It doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have. You've gotten certified here in Canada. You have your qualification from back home in Jamaica. Listen, sometimes we have master's degrees and we can't get a good job over here. If you realize that you're not getting back to the status after 4 years, 5 years, the kind of lifestyle that you used to live in Jamaica, you're not able to do that in Canada or the United States, go back home. A lot of us come here and we leave house, we leave car, we left good jobs. Our kids were in private schools, the best of the best in Jamaica. And we come here and we're just not getting that standard of living. Even though you might have a job, you might, be able to buy a house, but that standard of living that you had in Jamaica, that good job that made you feel like, oh, you're actually meeting your targets and meeting your goals in terms of, your career. You have to start all over from scratch. And sometimes even after 4 or 5 years, you're still not there. Let's normalize saying, you know what? There's no shame in it. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go back to my home country because this is not working out. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Pack up and just go back home.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Awake in Africa and I'm your host Bemusu. Today we're going to dive into a very really significant and fascinating topic that has been trending and it has captured a lot of attention, of course, and we are seeing more and more Black Americans migrating from the United States, and they're saying goodbye. They're going into Jamaica. So traditionally, when we think about the diaspora returning or leaving the US, we think that they are going back. They're going back to the motherland, Africa, but here it's a different case because we think they might go to Kenya, maybe South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, maybe Burkina Faso, but they're heading to a place just a few hours away by plane. They're going to Jamaica now. When you talk about Jamaica, this is a country that was built for the freed slaves back then. When you go back to history, so. First off, there is a practical reality, the distance. Africa is far actually from America, and we're talking about taking a flight that can last 15 up to 30 hours, but Jamaica is only 2 or 3 hours away from the United States. So, but there is a much deep than just travel time. There's maybe you talk about cultural familiarity, while going to places like Ghana or Senegal, they can bring deep emotional pull, and there can also be a cultural shock. And I've seen some cases on the internet, on Facebook, on Instagram, X, some videos on YouTube and TikTok, people talking about Black Americans coming to countries like Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, and they go there and they start to misbehave. So in this video, there are a couple of TikTok videos that I've compiled together, and we're going to explore, whereby we'll talk about culture, identity, the cost of living, safety, and soul. It's a quiet revolution. The diaspora is returning and not just moving to Jamaica, but returning to something sacred. It's a reclamation of history and rewriting of new narrative. So guys, I'd like us to jump straight in these clips. Credits to the creators who made these clips, and of course if this is your very first time watching me, I'll ask you most definitely to subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you share this message with your brother and sister so that each and everyone can be enlightened. But right about now, let us jump straight into these videos, and I'll be back with my further commentary.
So I don't know what the issue is with some people from other islands when it comes to Jamaicans and when it comes to you lot disrespecting us and not liking us. Because you see Jamaican people, all we do is eat mangoes and mind our business. You don't see Jamaicans coming on here talking about no other islands. You don't see us picking on you lot. You don't see us bullying you lot. But you lot stay coming on here disrespecting Jamaican people solely for clout. And I don't know why some of you lot do it, because Jamaican people, if anything, we can cuss, bruv. So we just gonna cuss you lot in the comments. Like the Haitians once upon a time tried us and had Jamaican people in the comments about to take back our donations that we gave in the earthquake. Now here comes the nigga that swallowed Jonah from the island of the Bahamas talking about Jamaica people unprovoked for no apparent reason. Respucia, what the hell did Jamaican people and Jamaican people's food and culture did to you for you to come out here be disrespecting us? And if we clap back now and we start talking about you lot and we start this and we start that now, you lot will come and try vilify us and make us seem like we are the problem. Now, if one of us Jamaicans was to come on this app, I don't know who, but if one of us was to come on this app and say something along the lines of, we ain't never seen no girl with the capacity to be built like a bad breath, because the minute we saw her, we said, we would be the bad guy. If somebody was to come on this app, I don't know who, again, I really don't know who, and said that this girl is built like an old Victorian bicycle seat, we would be the bad guy. If somebody, again, I don't know who, was to come on this app and said her two kneecaps are sitting closer together than somebody's front teeth, do you understand me? Jamaicans, again, we are the villain. We're the villain. It's Saturday, bruv. It's Saturday. Some of us are at home making soup. Some are outside working. Some are stealing edge control and looking for their baby fathers. We're just doing what we traditionally do on a day-to-day Saturday basis. We don't bother anybody. We don't do nothing to no one. But yet we always sit at the pinnacle of dragging and we don't do nothing to nobody. And you know, it wouldn't be so bad, you know, because Jamaicans, like I say, we can defend ourselves. We can cuss back, you know. We don't really take nonsense from people. But, you know, small islands, bruv, if you lot want to cuss us, can you lot start sending your good-looking people, bruv, to cuss us, bruv? Can you lot stop making it so easy for us, bruv? We need a challenge, bruv. You know, don't be sending the girls that wearing necklaces is a myth, bruv. The girls that's heads are basically just sitting on their chest because they ain't got no neck. Like, the esophagus is a myth, bruv. You understand what I'm saying? Start sending the curvy women, the bad bees, bruv, the rich women, you know? Send those ones to talk about us for us to at least struggle in order to find something to say. Don't send girls that be out here built like bad credit, like their hip dip is in the minus, bruv. Don't be out here sending the girls whose hip dips be out here imploding like that submarine that went 12,000 feet below sea level, bruv. Send somebody else, bruv. Send some of the bad bees to talk about us, bruv. You understand? And Caribbean people, please, can we start getting along? Like, believe it or not, Jamaicans actually like you lot, bruv. We actually like you people. We like, you know, your little walk-up culture. We like your accent. We like your food. We like you lot stuff. We mess with you lot, bruv. We don't know why you don't like us, but we mess with you. And I know it's not all of you. I know that a majority of you lot are some beautiful people. You just have the rare few. Like this girl here that some could say breasts out here looking like two used tea bags. Do you understand? Longer than Mandela's walk to freedom. Let's be moving forward. We love you lot, bruv. You know, we cousins. You understand? We all came from the same place. Some of us, not all of us, but we all came from the same place. We all had the same struggles. You know, we basically, bruv, we all act and do the same nonsense. We roughly eat the same food. We just cook it the same way. Let us get along. We don't care if you people want to go and do whatever you lot want to do with dancehall. We don't mind for you lot to come and enjoy. We don't gatekeep nothing, bruv. We mess with you lot. We with you lot, bruv. You understand what I'm saying? If anybody talk about the Caribbean, bruv, we in there riding with you lot, bruv. Shotgun, passenger, we there with you. Can you lot just stop coming out here and dragging us? We don't do nothing to anybody. So Bahamas, if you lot could do Jamaica a favor, just a real quick one. If you could just do Jamaica a favor this one time and go have a word with Precious, because we don't need this. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's not fair on us to be out here getting dragged by one of the members of your country that be out here built like an old mattress. We don't deserve that. Because you know what? We ain't done nothing to her. We ain't done a thing to that girl, you know? We just be out here spreading the love, baby. We're spreading the love. So yeah, May we all continue to unite, for it is right. And, enjoy the life of the Caribbean, because being Caribbean is lit. We just want to be lit together. Good night.
3 things I learned since I moved to Jamaica. Number 1, this is not America, okay? Jamaica culture is not American culture. One thing I had to learn, I had to leave that American shit in America. The laws are different. The culture is different. The only thing American about Jamaica is the cost of living. And don't get me started about cost of living, okay? Everybody think, oh, I'm gonna go to live in Jamaica and live abroad and it's gonna be so cheap, babes. Think of it like this, like inflation has hit other places too. And inflation definitely hit Jamaica. And a lot of the things that are here, products sold and things, are all imported in. With import is customs. And this leads to my last point, okay? If you're moving here and you're gonna send things down like furniture and all that, be prepared to give your whole wallet to customs. The whole thing. That's probably this girl though. Excuse my manners, okay? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I ship my stuff down, my grandma warned me. She said, baby, you just better off go ahead and buy everything you need here. I said, no, grandma, it's okay. $6,000 later. And I only shipped like barely even a 1 bedroom's worth of furniture and things. Like, yeah. Just don't do it, okay? Unless the wallet is fat, okay? Okay. Other than that, I love Jamaica. And I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting to like it this much because the humidity, we're not friends, but the people, all love.
So good people, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great, and let us talk about why are they why not going back to Africa? Why are they going to Jamaica? Jamaica is a land that was created. It was a country that was created for freed slaves, So number 1, I think it's the accessibility and proximity. So Jamaica geographically is much closer to the United States than many other African countries. And for instance, flights from cities like Miami and Atlanta, they only take 2 up to 4 hours long, allowing for a quick and accessible journey. This contrasts with flights from places like Ghana or Kenya, which can take up to 30 hours, And then number 2, I think there is the cultural familiarity and the sense of belonging, whereby Jamaica offers a significant degree of cultural familiarity compared to many parts of Africa. In Jamaica, you hear English spoken, you see black people who look and talk like you, and the music, reggae, dancehall, Rastafarian philosophy has influenced African American culture for decades. For instance, the vibe is described as instantly relatable, with no confusion or need for a translator. In Jamaica, the source states that you just black, full stop. You don't need to explain yourself why you black, unlike in Kenya, it is easy to spot a black American in Kenya. People in Jamaica are seen as understanding the struggles of black Americans because they have lived similar experiences of racism, resistance, and survival, which creates an instant connection and a feeling of being embraced rather than being judged, So this contrasts with the reports of feeling like an outsider in parts of Africa, sometimes being treated like a foreigner with money or mocked for accents or their American habits. Going to Jamaica, it seems like receiving a warm hug from someone who gives you love. There is a historical and the spiritual connection. Of course, Jamaica represents a nation that actively resisted slavery and held on to its soul It is described as the land of Nani of the Maroons, a warrior queen who fought and won against British colonizers, and the birthplace of Marcus Garvey, who inspired Black Pride movements. Moving to Jamaica is seen by many as reclaiming the spirit of freedom that slavery attempted to take away. It feels like a reclamation of history and a rewriting of the narrative. There is also economic opportunity and legal structure. While not without challenges, the legal system in Jamaica is based on English common law, which is seen as providing enough structure for success. This means that Black Americans, of course, can buy land, open businesses, and start farms without facing the same levels of red tape, corruption, or foreign restriction that may be encountered when trying to do the same in some parts of Africa. Although real estate is competitive and described as doable, right? So there is also search for peace, freedom, and well-being. Talk about the community building, where Black Americans are described as building communities in Jamaica, buying land together, starting schools, and launching corporations that are also pooling resources, talents, and dreams to create something new and powerful, returning to something considered sacred. But guys, Black Americans, my African brothers and sisters, this should not stop you to coming back to Africa. Africa is the motherland, so you guys can always come back. And another reason I think is that they're just escaping suffering in the United States. The decision to move back in normally suggesting it's okay to return if staying in a foreign country isn't working out, or if one is suffering. Suffering isn't just defined by the lack of material success, but also not coping up mentally or not being happy. Black Americans packing their lives and saying goodbye to the United States. The difficulties that they're facing in the United States, such as struggling to find the desired job or not achieving the standard of living they left behind in Jamaica, are reasons cited to considering a return. So Jamaica is seen as an escape from America. And it is also worth noting that while in Africa often considered the motherland, many Black Americans are choosing Jamaica instead. So this choice is influenced by practicalities of distance and travel costs, as well as potential for cultural shock and feeling as an outsider in Africa. So there are some reported differences in identity experienced by Black Americans in Jamaica, like the unquestioned blackness. No one will ask you about where you're coming from in Jamaica. So as long as you're Black, you're home. There's shared understanding and connection. People in Jamaica are seen as understanding the struggle for Black Americans. They have lived in it. These are people who have experienced slavery and racism. The feeling at home are not othered in Jamaica. It feels home. You go there to Jamaica, you feel welcome. But when you go to other African countries like South Africa, like Kenya, Nigeria, talk about Tanzania, you will feel like you're a foreigner if you're a Black American. But guys, once again, you should not stop from coming back to the motherland, coming back to Africa. The release from proving identity. You don't have to prove that you're a Black American, like you're an African person, you're a Black person. There is also the acceptance. For instance, in other parts of Africa, some Black Americans they report being treated like foreigners with money or more for their accents or American habits. In Jamaica, the feeling of acceptance and embrace is always encouraged. So I know why Black Americans would opt to go to Jamaica rather than coming to Africa. I'm in Africa, I'm in Kenya, the land of Simba. But guys, I'd ask you, if you want to come to Africa, come to Kenya, come to East Africa, come to Africa. This is the motherland. You guys, you look like me. We share the same blood, we share the same neuromelanin, So we want people, and I'll ask you and I'll urge you to come back home, come back to Mother Africa, come back to motherland, and you'll enjoy it here. People are good here. The only thing that maybe you might face is because we have different cultures. Africa is diverse. Kenya itself has more than 42 tribes. Go to Tanzania, they have more than 120 tribes. So you will face a lot of culture shocks. The culture is diverse, but we are always united by this color, this melanin, we are always united. So guys, don't feel bad coming back to Africa. Feel free. You can come here. You can get into real estate. You can buy land. You can start businesses here. So as long as you coexist peacefully, then yeah, you can come here and integrate with the local community. So I don't know what you think about this video, but most definitely I'll ask you to subscribe to this channel. Tell me what you think in the comments. Like this video, share this video, turn on post notifications, because every day I post new videos and I'd like you to be the very first person to watch my videos. But right about now, guys, let us meet in the next video. This is Awaken Africa. I've been your host, Bemu. Peace out.